Happy Friday to you. A little chilly this morning, not too bad. I went out and blew snow for a while, thinking that it was warmer than what it was. Once I got out there and my fingers started to chill down rapidly, I realized just how cool it really was outside. But, it's January in Wisconsin, and you got to expect that a little bit. What I want to talk about today a little bit is a conversation I had with the students last night in class. We were talking about strengths and weaknesses. And basically what I posed to them was, do you guys have a subject in school that you are really good at? And of course they all raised their hand. And then I asked, do you have a subject that you have in school that a little bit challenging? Most of them raised their hand. And so as the conversation went, what we were talking about and what we were dialing in on was the fact that we all have strengths. And most of us know what our strengths are. And we all have weaknesses. And most of us know what our weaknesses are as well. Now, if you don't think you have any weaknesses, ask your friends. And if they're good friends, they'll tell you where your weakness is at. But what we were talking about is the challenge is most people know their strengths, know their weaknesses, really focus on their strengths, which you should. But just kind of push off the weakness and say, I'm just no good at it. Why worry about it? And the challenge with that is, we don't want to be great at everything. Nobody can be great at everything. But the challenge is that those things that are holding us back, if they hold us back and on a level of where it keeps us from having overall growth, it's a bad thing. For kids, kids in school, who's in 4th grade? They raise their hand. Who wants to go to 5th grade? They raise their hand. If you're having challenges in that one class, are you going to and you don't take care of it, are you going to get to 5th grade? No, of course not. So what we have to do is we have to think about our team. For kids, the team is your parents, your teachers, maybe other students. And being willing to ask for help from that team. As adults, we aren't forced to. As kids, you're kind of forced to figure out how to make it work and you don't go to the next grade. As adults, we are no longer forced to figure out how to make it work. And we don't rely on that team that's out there. One of the biggest challenges for me in the past has been trying to take care of everything. And the stuff that I sort of mediocre at, just keep hammering away on it. But I wouldn't over worry and I wouldn't think about it too much, and it stunts your growth. Until I started really developing my teams around me in different areas, that's when a lot of things really started to take off for me. So this is a good conversation to have with yourself, but it's also a very good conversation to have with your kids. Where's your challenges at? Who's on your team? Remind them that you're the biggest part of their team. And then help them figure out the ways that they can ask help from that team. So this is something that's often overlooked, but is of such immense importance. So don't take it for granted. Don't push it off to the side. Have the conversation with yourself. Have the conversation with your kids. It'll be a good conversation for the weekend. And have a good weekend.